Do y'all know who Alix Earle is? She's like this influencer lady on TikTok. She's been around for a couple years, so she's like a really big one. But I know some of y'all, it's so funny too that this is like a pop culture podcast, but sometimes y'all don't even know who the fuck I be talking about. You're just like, well, let's learn together. Let's go in together. So even though to some people who are always online, you might think like, of course I know who Alix Earle is, but you gotta understand, like some of us, like we're just big chilling, right? But I've known who she was for like a couple years. And, forgive me, I don't know every single little scandal or like everything that went wrong. So I don't know every bump. But I'm entering that era with her with like a content creator or a celebrity or whatever. Y'all know that moment where you've noticed somebody for a while, but then you don't know if you like them or not, like as a person. Now, of course, this is like a parasocial thing. This is what we all do online. I'm sure some of you guys even watch me for a minute and you're like, I don't know if I like this bitch or not. And then there's a moment where it flips, okay? So I'm in the in-between phase with Alix Earle right now because there's one thing I really like about her that I think is so fucking funny. But also, her content is not really for me. God, this is like I don't know what this is. This is such a trend with me that like I'll be like, yeah, well, their music or their content is like not really for me, but I think I like their character. Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, she does like get ready with me's and like these like kind of Miami party girl vibes. Now I will say I did a little investigation. I did a little digging. This was way back in the day, and I don't remember everything that came up, but I feel pretty confident about this. If I recall correctly, Alix Earle started posting online, and here's the thing. Her lifestyle does make sense that a lot of people would want to follow her. Like, she's like a pretty sorority girl that lives in Miami, and she's like down to party like every night, okay? Like, yeah, that's the exact type of person that like millions of girls would be like, oh my God, I want to live that life. I want to live vicariously through you. However, her family is very rich. And I remember seeing a lot of press around her when she first launched. I think that her family put some money into a little bit of like PR for her. I talk about this all the time. I talk about paid media campaigns that are like low key and appear organic all the time. And this is so funny because I called this out with Megan Thee Stallion like a couple months ago. I seriously think that the whole Tory Lanez thing was mostly a paid media campaign on meme pages. Just wait, bitch, okay? And then like a month later, the Baldoni and Blake Lively thing came out. Literally like a month after I said that, and they talked about PR campaigns, using bots, using Reddit to sway the public. Like, this shit happens, man, and you are the target. Why are you the target? Because you matter. Your vote matters. Your opinion matters. Your thoughts matter. And they want to manipulate you. Anyways, so Alix Earle had a brand that, it makes sense why it would get popular. But there was also some money behind it initially. Most people in 2021 were just making TikToks and hoping they hit the algorithm. Whereas I remember there were articles about Alix Earle coming out, and there were a lot of videos like girls saying like, oh, I'm going to do my Alix Earle, get ready with me, or I'm going to use this Alix Earle product or something. I think all that shit was paid. I really do. But regardless, it boosted her success, and then she was also able to hold on to it, right? Oh, I got a good discount code for you today. Yo, when have I ever started an ad by telling you that the discount today is pretty good? Or at least the brand, okay? Our sponsor today is Revolve. Yes! Y'all know we get excited when we get a good sponsor. Revolve has everything that you need for your wardrobe. Actually, they sent me clothes. This super cute shirt, this is from Revolve. Hold on. Can you see the back? Ah! Oh my God. Wait, this makes me look like such a baddie. I didn't lace up one of the back ones. I'm by myself, okay? But Revolve has everything you guys need, whether it's just little summer pieces, a cute dress, date night, or if you got to grab something quick for a wedding. One of my favorite things about Revolve are the price points are a bit like mid-tier, reasonable. There's lots of sales, there's a lot to explore, but the quality of Revolve clothes is actually quite good. They're a curated website, so they're actually picking from a lot of different brands like Amanda Uprichard. I love the quality of Amanda Uprichard dresses. So the fact they are in Revolve, like that tells you these are quality pieces, handpicked. Another brand, they also have Lovers and Friends. They have really good quality stuff. That's what I like. It's a good price for how good the product is. They're clothes that are actually going to last, of course, depending on the brand you get. But I mean, their selection is fantastic. And also, it's cute. It's trendy. Now, here's the best part. I got 15% off for you! Y'all know there's nothing I love more than you looking cute at 15% off. So if you guys are in need of like a little summer wardrobe tune-up, or if you need to grab a quick piece, you can get 15% off with my code. All you got to do is go to revolve.com/IGN, or you can use the code IGN at checkout. That's revolve.com/IGN for 15% off of your first order. Okay, but I'll be real. That's just a theory, game theory, whatever. I think I recall seeing something that was a little more concrete, but this was like years ago. You guys know on this show, I kind of like, I don't have a full research document in front of me like I do with Sinister. This is just stuff that I like to talk about with you, right? So, like I said, forgive me if I don't remember every Alix Earle scandal that happened, or if somebody like remembers the specifics of the PR thing, but I think that was the thing. Also, wait, I can't remember if I talked about this on the podcast. Another one of these floated around a while ago. It was Addison Rae's new single. I'm actually curious if it came out, but I started seeing these videos where everyone was posting the same song clip, and it was like, oh my God, the new Addison Rae is so heavily. I'm like, dude, this is a paid media campaign, okay? It's a paid media, it's an undisclosed paid media campaign. You guys got to disclose that shit. Anyway, and I say that because like, I don't like being sold to unless I know I'm being sold to. You know what I mean? It just bothers me. So, okay, these are all mostly negative things. I'm talking a whole lot of shit here, right? But there's a turning point. Back to Alix Earle. So the groundwork has kind of been laid for me over the past year of this one particular pattern that she has that, like, I'll be honest, I really like it because I think it's fucking hilarious. And also, this is a PR team's dream. This is amazing, okay? You know, on the contrary, we have like a Chapel Roan, who is any PR team's absolute worst nightmare. You give Chapel Roan media training, and the next thing you know, she's out on the red carpet walking up to some reporter like, listen up, you little bitch. I remember what you said about me in 2005. So, Alix Earle, about a year ago, and once again, this is like all like TikTok drama. There was this other creator, and her name is Fanita. And Fanita was, or is pretty popular. I believe she's got a podcast. She's got a bunch of followers on TikTok. She's pretty well known with some of the TikTok kids. And she had this period where, maybe mental health? I don't know. She had this period where like she was like calling people out on TikTok and like pretty hardcore. And I don't remember what it was about, but Alix Earle was getting some kind of heat, and Fanita made this video and was like really going in on Alix Earle. I mean, I don't remember what all was in it. Maybe I'll see if I can find it after this. But it had a lot of likes. I would say I feel like it was one of those that had like a couple 100,000 likes. It had a lot of like, Alix Earle hate on it. A lot of people agreeing with Fanita. I don't even remember what her points were. That's the way the internet works, right? And this was like a real fiery response from Fanita, like blah, blah, blah. I think she even might have made like more than one video. And then like people were waiting to see like, what is Alix Earle going to say? Like, how is she going to respond to this? How is she going to get out of this one? And like Alix Earle doesn't like, she like keeps making videos, and she like doesn't really like respond to this. And then eventually like people really start commenting like, hey, like, Alex, Fanita's calling you out. She's saying you did X, da, 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 da. Like, what are you going to say? Because, like, that's how the internet is. Like, half the time I feel like we don't even care. And some people are like, ooh, let's just see what these two do here. So the internet's, like, egging them on. They're like, hey, what are you going to say? And eventually, Alix Earle responds. And she responds eventually. And she's like, what? Space question mark. Yo, that's how you know that somebody's, like, totally out of it. When they say space question mark. She's like, what? What's going on? And like, I don't know why, but this just kind of like broke everybody because it kind of works with Alix Earle's personality that like, yeah, maybe she just was fucked up all night at some party in Miami and she has no idea that Fanita's talking shit about her. And Fanita's all fired up, but Alix is just like, what's going on? Did something happen? I think that's actually what she said. I think she actually said, what? Did something happen? And like, bro, this response is just so funny. I can't find the exact video or the comment, but I feel like somebody remembers this. I am 99% sure Alix Earle's response said something like, what? Did something happen? So that was the first. And there's a lot that kind of happens in between here. I'm just telling you the stuff that I noticed online or what kind of started to shift for me. So then next, at some point, Alix Earle joins the Unwell Network, which is owned by Alex Cooper. She's been the host of Call Her Daddy for a couple of years. There was another host before that, but apparently we don't talk about that. But Alex Cooper started this podcast network called Unwell, and Alix Earle became just a show on the network. They had all these launch videos, which honestly I thought were like, guys, those were kind of corny. Okay, they were kind of corny. It was like a big deal that like Alex Cooper and Alix Earle were teaming up together, and here we go. But like, y'all knew them two were going to have power struggles in some way, some shape or form. Okay, I'm sorry there. I said it. Anywho, I don't need to go into that, but that's what I think. Anyways, so Alix Earle is part of the Unwell Network for a while. She has this podcast. You know, it's clear that Alex Cooper really tries to take her under her wing and tell her like, ooh, this is what sells. This is how you tell a story. Here's like what you should do. And I mean, mind you, Alix Earle started off as a short form content creator. And so, you know, the transition into long form, it's different, you know? So to go from doing Get Ready With Me TikToks to doing like an hour-long podcast where you're like telling stories and blah, blah, it's like a different skill set. And of course, some people can do both, but it's different. So they launched the podcast and I think it was called Hot Mess. That was her show. And it was fine. It seems like it, you know, it got hundreds of thousands of views and like it was running and it was fine. Today's episode is sponsored by ZocDoc. Somebody messaged me the other day and said, Boz, because of your ZocDoc ads, I finally went and made a GP appointment. And I'm like, yes, dude. Yes. Look, I like the service. I like the platform. It's easy. But the big thing is it gets your butt out of bed and into the doctor's office where, I'm sorry, but sometimes you need to be. Now, if you didn't know, ZocDoc is a scheduling service to help you get your doctor's appointments faster. And honestly, it also helps you explore new providers in your area. If you go on their website, they have an app or just the main website, you can see dozens of doctors in your area. You can see their star rating, the distance, and above all, whether they take your insurance or not. Yes, that's right. Gone are the days of going to your insurance website and typing in, you know, what you're looking for, blah, 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 trying to figure out if there's offices nearby, and then trying to, you know, look for all the reviews online and then call them, schedule, blah, blah, blah. Done. Go to ZocDoc.com, put in your location, put in your insurance, and then just know that resource is always available for you. Next time something happens and you're like, oh, should I get that checked out? You'll know how easy it is to find a doctor on ZocDoc. So the best part is it's totally free. Making an account is free. booking the appointments through the app are free. You just, of course, have to pay for the doctor once you get there. So if you want to try out ZocDoc, and like I said, I don't have a discount code. It's a free service as is, but let them know where you came from. Just go to ZocDoc.com/I got nothing with a G at the end. That's ZocDoc.com/I got nothing. This article comes out in Variety, and it's an exclusive, which means somebody either sent this out or they were tipped off. But the headline of the article says, Alix Earle's Hot Mess podcast, that's the name of it, dropped by Alex Cooper's Unwell Network. So based on this title alone, it seems like Alex Cooper was like, Alix Earle, your podcast sucks and you are off the network. Goodbye. Like, she made the departure, right? This sounds like kind of intense. I mean, the fact that they sent out an exclusive press release that got published, like the photo of them like side by side is like kind of like dramatic. And also it literally says, Alix Earle's podcast has been dropped by Alex Cooper's Unwell Network. Sources say SiriusXM will no longer sell ads for the show, and the Unwell Network has renounced all rights to Hot Mess so that Earle can freely explore future opportunities. Doesn't that make it sound like it was bad? So, in business terms, most likely when Alix Earle signed her Hot Mess podcast to the Unwell Network, Unwell probably owned some of the rights to it, like the IP, the show or whatever. They probably also probably had a deal for like 2 years or 3 years. And the fact that this ended a year in, it means, there was a serious problem and they parted ways early. And it seems like it's not pretty. Well, then, a couple days later, another article comes out. This one is headlined, Alix Earle says she has, quote, no idea what's going on days after her podcast was dropped by Alex Cooper's network. So, okay, the Fanita drama, all right, Alex was like, what? What's going on? That wasn't on my For You page. We're like, okay, we'll take that one. We'll eat that one. I'll take it, Alex. We believe you. But then this one, your whole podcast was, quote, dropped from the network. And once again, you have no idea what's going on. I like it. I think it works. I think, she, of course, she knows everything. She knows that it's not a great look. She knows, da. And it's funny because it's like, well, this tactic technically falls under like minimization in a sense, but it's like harmless minimization. It's more so like to protect herself, right? She's just like, what? What happened? Oh my God. Tell me more. And like, it's like, Alix Earle, I know you're bullshitting, but it's so funny. Yes. Okay. Yeah, we have no idea what's going on. Let's go. So then, this past week, another influencer came out. I think she's an OnlyFans creator. Only important because that connects to another part of the story. And she goes on TikTok and she tells this story. She's like, guys, never meet your idols. Never, ever meet, the influencers or the creators or actors or singers or whoever that you look up to. Because this weekend, I met somebody that does get ready with me's that I really look up to. And she really disappointed me. And this girl goes on to tell this story, which first of all, personally, I think the story is insane. So she has a lot of followers on TikTok. So she, probably feels pretty important. She's pretty. She's like, I'm a cool girl, right? So she is at some type of event. I think it was a festival. I think it was like a music festival. And Alix Earle was there with a group of her friends. And this influencer girl sees Alix Earle and she leaves her table and she runs up to her and she's like, oh my God, girl, I love you so much. Like, you are so cool. I watch all of your stuff. Like, you are so amazing. Oh my God, it's so amazing to meet you. Come take a shot with us. Come take a shot with like me and my friends. We have a table over here. So, okay, here's the thing. This is what I'm clocking from this. Like, she's attractive. This girl also has a lot of followers on Instagram. She's got a table at this club that's very expensive. She probably is thinking like, like, I'm important. Alix is important too. This works. Like, let's hang out, But it's kind of weird for Alix on her end. And also, here's the thing. I'm speaking about this in what if terms because this girl, I believe, later deleted the TikTok. And also, she doesn't call Alix out by name, but I'll explain how these go hand in hand. And we'll just assume a world where it's Alix Earle, okay? So just assuming that it's Alix for the sake of the story. So the girl tells her, come over, like, take a shot with me and my friends, And then Alix's friends are like, yeah, like, I guess we could do a shot or whatever. And the girl, like, kind of starts to feel a little rejected because they're not, like, as excited as she is. And then eventually, like, quote, Alix and her friends say, actually, we're just, like, going to go out into, like, the dance floor or whatever. But, like, you have a really great night. Like, bye. And that was it. And then this girl went on TikTok and made a video saying, like, never meet your heroes. This is what happened to me. And it's like, wait, you made this whole call out video because somebody didn't want to take a shot with you? You are a random woman. She does not know you. In fact, you probably shouldn't take random shots with 50% of the people you meet in the club. Shit, might even be 70%, okay? But I think because this girl knew, like, well, I'm popular, like, Alix Earle should or would want to hang out with me, and this is how we're going to meet. But, like, girl, she don't know you. So then, in classic Alix Earle fashion, which, by the way, I still have this headline up in front of me, and it's just still so funny to me. Alix Earle says she has no idea what's going on days after the podcast. So, anywho, so this girl posted this whole TikTok. It gets hundreds of thousands of likes. And everyone's speculating Alix Earle or like, it's pretty much pushed in that direction to the point that Alix Earle comments. And Alix Earle said, hey, I have no idea if you're talking about me, but if you are, we should chat because I don't want you to feel this way. Okay, thanks. Bye. I don't understand. Does it work when she does this? And also with this situation in particular, like if that is about Alix Earle, if that was about her, dude, fuck that other chick. Like that's so annoying. You went online to say that? Really? That aside, I don't think that was not Alix Earle's fault, but it's her classic response that I just love. What is going on? What is this? I suspect this is just going to be her thing. If anything ever happens, she's just going to say, I don't know what's going on. Who? Oh, no, I don't know. Like, I think it just works because of her personality, but you know what? Like, keep going. You keep doing that. You go for it. Listen, there's not that much going on in the pop culture world. I like, unless, listen, on weeks where Azalea keeps her paws to herself, I don't really have that much to talk about. I did see this one video the other day, and it was this girl saying, she was like, Alabama Barker could have had it all. Alabama could have gone a completely different direction. If you missed this in the previous episode, we talked about Bad Baby and Alabama Barker's feud, which I think has stopped now, or at least seems like it. Well, lightly. But this girl posted a video and was like, Alabama Barker could have just not said anything and gone the like clean girl route. She could have gone I was about to say Hollister. I don't know what the kids wear these days. But you know what I'm talking about. She could have gone like the Alix Earle, like clean girl, get ready with me, that kind of TikTok. Instead, she went for full on hood bitch, okay? And listen, you go for your dreams. Do whatever you want to do. However, this girl's point was Alabama Barker could have gone that path and it would have been nice and safe and she would have had a totally different career. And y'all, Danielle Bergoli, bad baby, commented on this video and she said, she still can. She said you can she still has time. She can change course at any time, any direction, any moment. Go ahead. Go ahead, Alabama Luann Barker. Just turn it on around. But yeah, there's nothing going on in the pop culture world. I wish I could talk to you guys about my funny little dating life right now, because I've said it in a couple different places. I got a matchmaker because I don't have time to. Here's the thing. If when left to my own devices, on my phone, if you leave me on Hinge or Bumble or whatever those apps are, and I don't really use them anymore for this very reason. If you leave me to my own devices and I can pick any man that I want, I will pick a drug addict or a drug dealer. And it will always be an accident. I've talked about this before. I used to date that electrician that lived out in the woods. And he was a pill taker. And I did not know this for like a couple months. Like, I had no idea. Like, baby, why is his nose always stuffed up? He's like, oh, it's just allergies. My dumbass bought him Claritin. I bought him a lot of Claritin. I bought him some Flonase and some Claritin because his nose was always stuffed up. Little did I know that it was drugs. And then and I remember, this is how dumb I am. I've accidentally dated so many drug dealers. And like, when I say accident, I don't even know if I should say this right now. The first guy, he had convinced me the dabs were not drugs. Okay? Jesse, I looked over because I knew you were going to I think about this all the time. Listen, I tell you guys this, like, if you watch my shit and you're like, oh, Bose is smart. Sometimes, girl, sometimes, but then sometimes brain is off, you know? It is off. Why did that happen? Dude, when I said he convinced me the dabs were not drugs, fucking Jesse, he was looking down, he shot up so fast. He's the producer in the other room. So anyways, you can't leave me on a dating app. You can't leave me on a dating app, okay? Because I will go and pick up the same exact dude that I would have dated when I was like 20, all right? I just, like, my picker is so bad. So I'm not even kidding. I was watching Millionaire Matchmaker and I was like, that's gotta be a thing. It has to be a service that like exists. And so I probed around online until I found one. And there's actually a lot of different matchmakers. I talked to like 5 or 6 different, they have like, there's independent matchmakers, there's agencies, all that. So their job is to go out and find new clients and people that like fill up the database. I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking about this that much, but whatever, this is what's going on in my life. So you talk to them and you have a couple conversations. They find out about like your lifestyle, like what you do. And then they do this whole like psych evaluation kind of thing on you, like your whole childhood, like what your attachment patterns are, like just everything that kind of runs you, right? And then they go into their little thing and they boop, 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 and they're like, well, let's match her with Tony, you know? So then you go out on these dates and they're normally with people that are a little bit different than what you are used to. Because when I say, what are you used to? You guys know exactly what it is. We sometimes end up like re-engaging in like a trauma pattern or like a dynamic that feels familiar from the past. And then it's like we're trying to work through our trauma again, like through this new thing, this new relationship. And so it's really hard to get away from like what your picker wants. It's like, oh yeah, let's go that way. Let's redo the story this way, you know? But yeah, I don't know. Also, hold on. Why do I keep I I'm like, how have I like almost accidentally dated heroin addicts? And I don't even know. And like, it's not me trying to be a fixer. Like, I literally have no fucking idea what's going on. But this is in my past. This has been in my past. Okay. Like, okay, what happens is my long-term relationships, because you guys know I'm very private about my relationships. I've had, since I've lived in LA, I've been in 2 like long-term, like 3-year relationships. Those honestly, nice guys, good, normal guys. It's the crumbs that we pick up in between that concern me. So, anywho, so I'm doing this matchmaking thing because I'm like, y'all can't leave me out there. Like, and you know what? Never mind the fact that the guy was like a pill junkie. Electrician that lives in the woods. And like all of my friends were very concerned. And I was like, but I watched him change a tire the other day. He's so manly. God, I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. But that's over now. It's over. Guys, this time, this is it. We're bringing home a good one. We're bringing home Papa. I don't fucking know. I wish I could tell you guys about some of these dates I've been on because, bitch, rich guys are weird. They are so weird. Okay? Like, no, I can't even say that much. Okay, the reason I like, it's trapped inside of me because I want to tell you guys so bad because like I tell you guys so many silly little stories from my life, right? But my concern is I've seen where people make content where they later talk about dates that they went on, and that feels really gross to me because like if I went out on a date with somebody, I would hate for them to later, you know, explain like everything like A to Z. At least like give it a couple years, okay? I like that. I think that should be the rule. Like I'm allowed to talk about it if it's been like 3 or 4 years. I told you guys about that motherfucker that was like, you want to watch Saturday Night Live? And then I came to his house and there was like, anyways, I told you guys that story a while ago. I wait for a couple years, you know, until later. Like I don't want to like talk about it right afterwards. But God. Rich guys are weird. Like, listen, y'all think, oh, I wanna settle down and I wanna marry a rich guy and I want da-da-da-da. Well, reconsider. Maybe I just haven't met the one yet. But it's interesting. And also part of it is like, you know, when you're in your 30s or 40s, like people get really, you know, we're not stuck in our ways, but like we have really built a life that is like ours. And then when those things like match up, I'm used to dating somebody and like growing into a relationship together and, you know, kind of meshing. God, this isn't even interesting because I can't even give like any details about things. But anyways, that's my life right now. And it's very, I don't know, it's peculiar, but it's crazy to me that like it's even debatable of whether you should wear shoes in the house or not. When I was growing up, like in our home, it wasn't a thing. We did not have a shoe rack by the door. You just walk in. You don't even think about taking your shoes on or off. Girl, now that I have to clean my own floors, you are out of your goddamn mind if you're coming in my house with shoes on. The rack is right there at the door. It is symbolic. You know, take them damn shoes off. But it's so funny to me that I had never considered this as an option, like over the last couple of years. Like, wait, how many of you guys, question for you all, how many of you all take your shoes off when you get inside the home? Like, and how many of you don't? I always used to, the fact that I used to walk around my house with my shoes on and like not think about it is insane to me. Jesse, how do you feel about shoes in the house? Take them off, right? Did you always take shoes off in the house or dude, I did yo, everybody I cannot believe I was not on that wavelength. If you are not taking your shoes off when you come in the house, you are either you're not mopping, you're not sweeping, you're not like, why would you do that? You are dragging debris into the house. You are dragging dirt, mud, anything. And it's so easy to just take your shoes off at the door. Anyway, PSA, if your family never taught you, like, or didn't make it a priority, like, yeah, you should take your shoes off when you come inside the house. Girls, start taking them damn shoes off. Don't make your life harder. Don't make it harder. I can't believe I'm making this such a big deal, but I cannot believe that I was walking around my house with my dirty ass shoes and didn't think anything of it for like 20 years. Thank you.